It's led to the herbicide industry, the use of chemicals to kill or check the growth of plants. And he says, who knows what we might...
Well, what you're hearing in the background is the local news. I got the radio on.
Paul Hansen, Kite News.
Just a second. I think I better shut the news off or turn it down a little bit. There we go. This is a letter. Hi, guys. Dear Hank and Joe. How's that? That's a nice way to start a letter. I know I promised you a letter a long, long time ago. I promised you a lot of letters. But at least I finally did it. Ta-da! This is Everett, in case you hadn't figured that out yet. Well, I don't know where to start. I got a long time here on this tape. A whole hour. I don't think I'll probably be able to get that much in. Or maybe I can do some now and some tomorrow. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning right now, and I'm not really tired, so I decided that this was a good time to make a tape, since there's nothing on television, and not any girls on the streets this time of night, and there's nothing much to do. I hope that doesn't sound like, since there was nothing to do, I sent you a letter, but I guess that's the way it really is. Anyway, I'll start off with Christmas. Hi, Happy. That's my dog, Happy. He just came in. He heard me talking and wondered who it was. Would you like to say hello, Happy? Oh, he didn't say anything. He snorted a little bit. He's wondering who the hell I'm talking to. I don't usually talk around the house when nobody's here. Happy is a St. Bernard, by the way. He weighs about 210 pounds. He's absolutely beautiful. If you don't believe it, ask Grant. He stayed here one night when he was up for Christmas, and he met Happy. He was very impressed. Happy's a really good-looking St. Bernard. He's got perfect markings, actually. He's got a beautiful mask, except for the black spots on his face. He's got black freckles on his face. And they're not supposed to be there for a show dog, but they give him a lot of character. And I think he's beautiful. But the reason I got him for free because of the black spots and because he's small. He's smaller than a show dog should be. He stands about I don't know, maybe 2.5, 3 feet tall at the top of his shoulders. And like I said, he weighs 210 pounds, but for St. Bernard, he's still a little bit small. Okay, go lay down. Lay down. Good dog. Christmas time, I took off to California, went down and spent a couple days with Grant. Kathy was with me. I think you remember Kathy. She was at that reunion thing. I still see her every now and then. She moved out of town for a while. She moved to San Francisco, and then she came back. Happy, you're drooling. Go lay down. Go on. And she came back, I don't know, 6-8 months ago, and so we've been seeing each other off and on. And she went down with me. She has, her parents live down there. Her mother and her stepfather live down there. So we spent a couple days, we spent just, I guess, this one day there, and then a couple days at Granat and Janet's. And then New Year's Eve, we spent in a motel in North Beach in San Francisco. And New Year's Eve went out for the big blast. I don't know if you're aware of the big blast they put on. It's kind of like Times Square, where they just block off the streets and everybody just has a big party for about a half hour or so at New Year's. That was a good time. I did it last year, and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to go back, so I did. It was a good time. And there was some snow coming back, some ice, but it was generally a good time. I want to thank you for that. I assume that you sent the necklace. There was no name on it that said who it was from, and since everybody else is accounted for, I assume that the necklace came from you, the little, looks like a tooth kind of a thing. I wonder, there was nothing in it to say exactly what it is or what kind of thing it's supposed to be. It kind of looks like a metal shark's tooth or something, but if there's any particular thing it's supposed to be, I'd like to know about it, because I really like it. It's something I really, I don't wear much jewelry, but I really like this thing. The chain is a little too short. I'll have to get a longer chain for it to go around my neck. But it's really beautiful. I really like it. Thank you very much. Gosh. What happened? Oh, well, today we had something exciting. You might even hear about it in the news back there. I don't know. And I don't know exactly when I'll be able to get this tape off to you, so I don't know how new the news this will be. But there was, I guess, a landslide or something, and a gas line broke up around Stevenson, Washington, on the Washington side of the Columbia River. And they had a huge fire. The thing blew up, and I guess a piece about 100 yards long got ripped out. And they had a huge fire. It was like a big torch, I guess, up there. Went on for 2 or 3 hours before they got the gas shut off in the pipes. It was a natural gas line. And I guess that everybody in the area pretty scared. They didn't know how bad it was going to be, whether it would, may cause more explosions or what. So it was pretty exciting for a while till they got it calmed down. I guess they're still, even at this hour, which is about, I guess the whole thing happened around 8 or 9 o'clock. And even now, I guess there's still a fire going on in the forest, but the gas is all shut off. But I guess they haven't really decided for sure what it was, but they think it was a landslide that caused it. And let me see. Oh, gosh. Mom and Dad are back from their trip to all over the world. They went to Tahiti, I guess, and Australia and all in places. And they brought back a lot of pieces of junk from there, little trinkets and this and that and memorabilia and whatever. Everybody's got that stuff. It looks like it was probably a fun trip for them. I suppose it was. I'd like to go to Tahiti. I think it looks like a good place. Dad says that the girls there often don't wear any tops, and that sounds like a great place to be as far as I'm concerned. And what else? Oh, the possibility of me coming to the East Coast this year is, gosh, on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 3. I've been considering selling my house. I think I'm going to get a disability retirement from the post office. They have been messing around with me now for quite a while since I hurt my back at work, and it's starting to look like I might get a disability retirement. And if they do, then for sure I'll sell my house. If I don't, then I may still sell my house anyway. The price of wow, it's hard to think when you got to keep talking because the tape's going around. The price of real estate in Portland has been going up steadily for the last 2 years, and my friends in the business tell me that it's about to peak, and so this would be a good time to sell it unless I want to keep it for another 4 or 5 years until the possibility of it going back up again. So since this would be a good time, since all my income now is compensation, so my taxable income is practically nothing. It would be a good time to sell my house because I wouldn't have much taxes to pay on the profit. So this would be a good time to do it. It would work out good economically for me. And then I've got my eye on a really nice travel trailer, a fifth-wheel travel trailer to buy that I can put my Datsun pickup under. And it'd be something that, I could live in. But it's got a queen-size bed, and it's got a toilet and a shower and a stove and refrigerator and the whole business. So it's really nice. It's only 17 feet long, but it's with a fifth-wheel trailer, you have so much more room that it would really be nice. It's something I could travel around in, and then if after a while I get tired of traveling, I could always find myself an apartment here in town or something, or I wouldn't even have to come back to Portland for that matter. There's no real reason to. I could settle somewhere where the climate's a little warmer. I find that in the wintertime my back bothers me a lot more because of the wet, cold weather. So I think it might be nice to, in the wintertime at least, settle in Southern California or Arizona or New Mexico, somewhere where it's warm and dry. And then in the summertime I can drift back up here. I like it up here in the summer because it's not ungodly hot, and it's a nice place. I like it here. Anyway, so I think I might do pretty well there. I owe a little less than $6,000 on my house, and I've been told by a few people that I could probably get $25,000 if I advertise it in all the various little places. So I might try that. Gee, I hear a lot of squeaking. I wonder if that's my tape recorder doing that. Hear that? You hear all that squeaking? You can hear that, can't you? I bet you can. Yeah, it's from the tape. Huh. Gee, I wonder if everything's okay. Seems to be. I think it's just a cheap tape. Yeah, I bought one of them cheapos for making letters because we don't need very much. So, that's probably what it is. Cheap tape, making noise. Okay. I'll go sit as far away from it as I can. So I don't know what else to say. Well, as far as women go, there's not much chance of me becoming too thoroughly involved with Kathy. There's nothing really serious going on there. Oh, I'm getting comfortable here. A little easier. Well, I hope that wasn't too bad with all the static and everything. Well, I get a little sleepy. 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning now. Gee. So there's no, like I say, there's no real chance of me getting too carried on with Kathy. She's got a lot of things about her that I like, but there's a lot of things about her I don't like too. So I'm not sure which one outweighs the other, but I'm fairly certain that I'm not going to become too thoroughly involved with her. Now, you realize, of course, that as far as these tapes are concerned, I sent the last one, In fact, maybe 2. Or maybe 1 to Carol and Gil and 1 to you. But so you guys, this is the second one that I've sent, and you guys haven't sent one back. So I expect you to send me a taped letter. You better, doggone it. Or a written letter. But the tapes are kind of fun. They're a lot easier to make too. You don't get any writer's cramp this way. You have to think on your feet though. You have to think of what you're gonna say. Maybe I should have had it all programmed out ahead of time what I was gonna say. But I can always shut the tape off, I guess, while I think of something to say. Maybe that's a good idea. I just ran out. Oh, you never saw I don't think you've ever seen my new truck. The truck that I drove back there, it was a 73. I have a 74 Datsun pickup now. And it's all set up for going off-road. It's set higher, and it has off-road wheels and tires, and it's got a big push bumper on the front, a brush bumper with a electric winch yourself out if you should get stuck, and overload springs, and it's got of course a CB, and I put a sunroof in it, a removable sunroof, so it's not quite like a convertible, but you can pull the section off the top, and it's a hole about, it's about 2.5 feet across and maybe 18 inches deep. And so it's kind of nice. You can let the sun in and the wind and whatever in the summertime. And then in the winter, you put the top back on, and it's got a plexiglass kind of a thing where you can see out. It was kind of neat when it snowed because the snow was covering the plexiglass, and you could look up at the snow from the bottom, and it was kind of different. I had never seen snow from the underside before. It was kind of a sheet. It was neat. You could see all the little crystals and everything. It was kind of groovy. And I've gotten into photography a lot. I've never kind of liked the idea of carrying a camera everywhere I went. I guess I did have a camera when I came back to the East Coast. I had that Praktika then. Yeah, I remember, because I've got a lot of the shots. But I've gotten a lot deeper into it now. I've got some more lenses, and I don't have my Praktika anymore. I have a Pentax now, and I've got a slide projector, and so I shoot nothing but color slides. And I must have 700 or 800 slides now that I've taken that I felt were worth keeping, and they're all sectioned as to what they're pictures of. I have them categorized and everything. I have quite a few pictures of San Francisco since I go there a lot, and they're all in one reel. And I have, when I take pictures of mountains or nature scenes, they're all in another reel, and pictures of girls in another reel. In fact, I have pictures of girls with their clothes on and pictures of girls with their clothes off in separate reels. Just go down to the river and go skinny dipping and take lots of pictures down there. Kind of neat. And whatever. Well, gosh. I can't really think of a whole lot else to say to you right now. I think what I'll do is shut the tape off. Excuse me. I think what I'll do is shut the tape off and crash. And then when I get up in the morning, maybe I'll have some bright ideas about what more to put on the tape. I don't know if I'll be able to fill up a whole hour, though. That's an awful lot of tape to fill up. But maybe I'll think of some more things. So, I'll catch you in the morning. You probably won't notice the difference between now and then, because it'll all sound like it happened one right after another, but maybe you'll notice that I don't sound so sleepy in the morning. Okay, I'll shut it off now here. Arlene?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Everett.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi.
Good. Hey, I'm sending a taped letter to Hank and Joe, and I just wonder if there's anything you want me to say for you.
Well, I haven't written my thank you notes yet. I've been thinking that's what I should do too, is sit down and write a letter, but it really wouldn't be proper for me to have you thank her for my gift, would it?
Oh, no, probably not.
Well, just tell her that, I'd like to hear from her. And, Mom told me that she talked to her and said she was doing really well making her macrame stuff. Tell her that I tie knots too. Okay?
You tie knots?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean macrame knots?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You make them little planners.
Yeah. Yeah, Mom said that she was working on one where you put a big round glass, a hanging table. You put a big round glass on it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those at the store.
Yeah. Anyway, Mom said she talked to her a while back. She told her that she was making one to sell. I guess she's supposed to get quite a bit of money for it.
You mean Mom was making one, or you mean Joanne was making? Oh, Joanne's
Mom
making one.
told me that she talked to Joanne.
Oh, I didn't know Joanne was doing that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess she's been doing it for quite a while. She must be getting pretty good at it by now.
Oh.
I would like to make some real fancy ones, but it seems like I don't know, never have the time.
Yeah.
Always so many other things going.
How's Joe coming on the car he bought for me?
Huh?
How's Joe coming on the car?
Oh, okay. He put the hood on. I guess I heard him talking on the phone to somebody saying it didn't fit down in there like it should on one side.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, the fenders are probably not on straight anyway, because the fenders were put on by a guy who didn't really know what he was doing, so they're probably not straight.
Well, maybe that's it. But I think it's up towards the windshield where it doesn't fit.
Oh, I see. Well, is he sure it's the same year hood?
Oh, I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know about that. But, oh yeah, he's been out there tinkering on. He went out there last night when he got home from work. Fiddled around for a while.
Oh, okay.
So, Moni's really anxious for him to get it finished because I guess he's going to let her drive it.
Oh, yeah? When he gets that car all fixed up, it's going to be worth a lot of money.
Yeah?
Because, it's a convertible, and, it was a very desirable car, a Dodge Dart.
Yeah.
And I think he ought to try to get it insured as a, what do you call it, an antique or something like that. Huh?
A collectible?
Yeah, as a collectible. Because if she goes out and wrecks it, the insurance company's probably only going to want to pay her, like $300 for just an old '66 Dodge, and it's going to be worth a lot more than that. Yeah.
And I've been trying to call him, but doggone him. He's either busy, no answer at all, or they have the machine on, you know. Sorry, but we are out of the office at this time.
Sounds like my lawyer.
God, it's driving me crazy. I guess I'm just going to have to get in the car and go down there, you know.
Yeah. But I could be in the office and just not want to answer the phone, so he puts his butler on, you know.
Yeah, well, I called off and on all day yesterday and about 3 times already today. I just can't get through, and I know if I don't get through before noon, they'll be out to lunch. Just, I don't know. I can't get him. I think, you know, the only thing to do is go down there.
Yeah.
And Joe told me just to have him put coverage on it like we've got on our other cars. But you might be right. Maybe we should put,
Yeah, I think it's going to be, you know, it's, I don't know if they call it collectible. I think maybe the word is classic. But that's not really old enough to be a classic. But I think you ought to at least talk to him about it and tell him that it's not, you know, it's not a $300 wreck, or at least it won't be when he gets done with it. It's going to be a, you know, a valuable collector's item.
yeah.
Because,
Well, how much do you think it would be valued at?
well, if he gets it all fixed up, you know, really cherried out nice with a paint job and the whole thing, I think it's going to be worth $1,000. I really do. Because, you know, it's, convertibles are just, you know, they're really soaring in prices now.
Well, he told me if the insurance man asked us what the value of it was, I should tell him 1,000.
Well, it's not really worth $1,000 right now. It's probably worth, I don't know, probably $150, $200 right now, because, you know, he's got it on the street and he's got the hood replaced and all that. But
Hell, anything that runs is worth 200.
yeah, right. Well, that's true. But well, when he gets it all done, you know, especially if he fixes up the interior and everything and puts a paint job on it, I really think that the car could easily be worth $1,000. So I'd tell him, you know, what you've got and what you're doing to it, you know, and explain to him that the car is going to go up in value as he gets it finished. You
So
know?
what do I do? Insure it now for...
Well, I'd make sure that your coverage was for, you know, like at least $500 if the car's totaled out, you know, and just, you know, and tell them that if the car is wrecked, you don't want to get a check in the mail for $250, $300 and have them just tow the car away. You want the car repaired. And, you know, because I'm sure that they've got some kind of special coverage, you know, like, because there's all kinds of antique cars running around, you know.
Yeah.
And, like the people with, you know, 56 T-Birds and stuff, well, they must have special coverage for things like that.
Yeah. Well, even Joe's Mustangs, he's had guys ask him, how much you want for it?
Oh, yeah. You know, 65 and 66 Mustangs are a premium right now. They're one of the #1 used cars on the market.
You mean there's more of them?
Huh?
There's more of them?
More 66? What do you mean?
Well, you said they were at a premium. Does that mean premium demand, or that there's plenty of them?
No, I mean, it's a premium demand. It's one of the hottest cars going. It's the car everybody's going out and looking for as a second car.
Oh.
You know, because they were fairly fast, you know, especially the ones with the bigger motors. They were quick and they, you know, were fairly inexpensive to run, and they were good looking. And so everybody wants one, because now all you can buy is an old hog. You know, anything you buy new anymore hardly runs.
Yeah, he's had a lot of people want to trade his cars for it, or, you know.
Yeah.
Says he thinks it's worth at least 1,000 or more.
You know, leaving that one sitting in the backyard is going to be good for parts.
Yeah. That's what he's been using it for.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to get busy and get my house cleaned up inside and out and put it on the market this summer. Yeah, Kathy, you know, she's got several friends in the real estate business, and they told her that the market is going to peak in a couple of months. And so if I'm going to sell my house and get top dollar for it, I think this is the time to do it.
And where are you going to live?
Well, it depends. If I get my retirement, I might just buy that trailer I was talking about and just travel for a couple of years, you know, just spend my winters in the southern states and my summers up here, and hit the East Coast and whatever.
Yeah.
And then when I get tired of that, just find a place that I like and settle into it for a little while. But if I'm not going to have to work and I'm going to have a regular income, there's really no reason to be in any particular place.
Yeah. Well, you got to have a mailing address somewhere.
Yeah, I'll have to have a post office box somewhere.
Have you still got your box?
No. That's one thing I got to let Carol in on, too. She keeps sending everything, all the letters and stuff she sends to me. She sends to a post office box I haven't had in 3 years. So I got to be sure. I'm going to send a letter, one of these taped letters to her, too.
Yeah, well, you probably never, ever wrote and told her any different.
Well, I thought I had. In fact, when I was back there, I didn't have my post office box, and I thought I told her then. But, I don't know. In fact, I told her on the phone when I talked to her at your house at Thanksgiving. I told her that she'd sent, I think it was a Christmas, I don't know what it was she sent, something she sent to me. And it was sent to my post office box. I told her then that I didn't have a post office box anymore, but I guess it didn't sink through.
She probably has it written down in her addresses somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I lost my address book, and I gotta get Hank and Joe's address, so I know where to send this. Have you got it handy there?
Yeah.
Why don't you give it to me?
Okay. There must be a riot, She's cracking up in there watching that.
Watching what?
Oh, it's the Newlywed Game.
The Newlywed Game? Is that back on?
Yeah.
Oh, yuck. I always hated that game. I think they caused a lot of divorces.
Right. 228 Mariners Row.
Mariners?
Mariners.
Okay, Mariners Row.
Or Mariners, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Get that?
Yeah.
The Yacht Cove.
The Yacht Cove.
Route 2.
Route 2.
Columbia, South Carolina.
Columbia, South Carolina.
29210.
29210. Okay. You got Carolyn Gills while I'm there? I lost that one too.
Slaughters?
Yeah.
I know what theirs is. 67 West Charlotte.
Charlotte. Scharlot.
Charlotte? CH.
What'd I say?
Yes.
Oh, no, yeah. CHARLOT.
LOTTE.
Oh, okay. She really is cracking up, isn't she?
Yeah.
I guess I better go turn the television station.
See what's so funny, huh?
Yeah, right.
PQRS. Let's see. Slaughters. Yeah. 67 West Charlotte.
Millersville, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. 17551.
Okay. I'll talk. See how sneaky I am? I guess I wasn't very good to call up on the phone and make her think she was talking to just me. But anyway, I'll give you an opportunity to hear her voice anyway. Everything's okay over there. Part of that conversation was about a car. I had an old 66 Dodge Dart convertible, and it was just sitting in my driveway rotting away. And so I sold it to Joe, and he's going to fix it up and let his kids use it, I guess. Anyway, it's really a nice little car. I didn't get rid of it, but I just wasn't using it. It would just go with the pot. Well, if it had been going to pot, I would have kept it. It was destroying itself is what it was doing. Anyway, just a second here. There we go. I had to unplug the headphones. It's a very complicated system to talk on the phone and record it at the same time. I have to plug the headphones into the tape recorder so I can hear what's going on, and then put the microphone up to the telephone, and I can hear what's going on because I hear it over the mic, over the headphones, through the tape recorder, and then I talk into the I talk into the part you're talking to, and in case you didn't know it, both conversations comes through the earpiece. The what you say and what the other person says both come through the earpiece of a telephone, and so that way the tape recorder is able to pick up both sides of the conversation, although undoubtedly it would probably pick up my voice anyway, being that close. In fact, I should probably stand back from the mic a little bit. I probably stand too close. You get a lot into the mic, and that's no good. Good morning. It's morning. It's 11:40 in the morning, and I've been up for a while watching TV and shaving a little bit. I still have a beard, but I trim it up a little bit around the bottom and everything. And so I've been doing that, and I decided to call Arlene and play a little joke on her there. But it gives you an opportunity to hear voice. I didn't really think of a whole lot of things to talk about over the night, but I did think of about Grant's house. I don't know if you heard that he moved. I suppose you did. He moved to San Jose, and he bought a pretty nice house, really. It seems to me that he spent a little too much money on it. I think he spent $79,000 or something like that. But it is a nice house. It's got lots of room. It's got a lot of fruit trees around it, and it's got a nice big party room and a bar, and it's all one floor, except for he's got looks like it used to be a cellar kind of thing that's been turned into a bomb shelter, and he uses it for a storage or a little private room to go to be by yourself. I guess it is. It's a very quiet room. You go in there and you don't hear anything. So it's kind of neat. And what else? Oh, I don't know. It's a nicer neighborhood, I guess, than he was in before. And it's a lot closer to work. Jan is still driving quite a few miles to go to work, but I understand her job they're closing up the store that she's in, so her job only had a couple more weeks to go when I was there. So she'll be working at home. They're going to have two businesses. He's going to be having the accountant business, the tax accountant business, at his office, and then they're going to have a business. They're buying a computer, and they're going to have a information processing business. I'm not too up on exactly what they're going to do, but it's where you take people's information and you process it for them and come out with the needed results. And then, so Jan is going to do that at home while Grant does his little bit at the office. And then also Grant needs the kind of computer work that Jan's going to be doing for his business, so he'll be able to deal with her, and that way they'll be able to adjust their profit margin to whatever is beneficial for each individual business. If this business should make a little more money or a little less money, they can make the prices of the service to that business either a little more or a little less. It'll work out real good for tax purposes. And they get to take part of their house payment off their taxes as a business expense because she's going to have her office in the house. It's going to be what was a garage, which is no longer a garage. It's long since been turned into another room. They will use for the room for the computer and for her business. The garage has got an outside exit so that people that come over to do business with Jan won't have to come through the house. They'll be able to come to a sliding glass door on the side of the garage that will let them in there, and then it'll be a very private deal, and we won't have to go into the house. It's really nice. Got a sink and everything out in the garage. I think there's a bathroom out there too. That's really nice. Anyway, so that's all. The only other thing I had come up with to talk about was Grant's place. And you heard Arlene. And So I think what I'll do is I'm just about ready to go take my shower and get dressed and go out. I gotta go to the doctor's office and take him some papers, and then I gotta go do a couple other little things, pick up some dog food. Poor Happy. We've been scraping the bottom of the barrel for dog food for a couple of days. I keep forgetting to go to the store and get it. And now there's hardly any left. I don't think there's enough for Happy's dinner tonight. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here, baby. Oh, you're a good dog. Yes. Oh, you're a good dog. Oh, yeah. Can you give us a bark, huh? Give us a bark. Bark. Woof. Come on. Bark. Come on. Woof. Woof. Oh, come on. Come on. Give us a bark. Give it. Come on. Sit. Sit. Bark. Go. Woof. Woof. Come on. Woof. Woof. Come on. Woof. 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 Come on. Woof. Woof. Come on. Woof. Woof. Oh, boy. All right. Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. Well, at least I got him all excited anyway. Hey. Well, he does bark anyway when you get him excited. He's a playful little mutt. He's a good dog, aren't you, baby? Yes, good dog. Yeah, I think you'd like my dog. He's a very playful, lovey, just sticks to me like glue. He follows me around the house like a little puppy. He's 4 years old, but he sticks right to me. And whenever I go somewhere, of course, he wants to go, and he gets to ride in the back of the truck. And we go to the park a lot. That's one thing we have to do just about every day is go to the park. He'll wait. He'll hold it until he gets to the park. If I don't take him, of course, he'll use the yard, but I usually take him every day. And when I go anywhere, he usually goes. He's real good about waiting in the back of the truck for me. I can leave him back there for an hour or two at a time, and he doesn't seem to mind it a bit. He'd rather be with me, rather be in the truck and know that he's with me than staying at home and not know when I might come back. 'Cause I have left him at home overnight, and he doesn't care for that too much. I can leave him outside, though. I fenced my yard. I last summer, I spent the money to put cyclone fence all the way around my yard. So I just locked the gate, and he's fine inside. He won't jump the fence. I'm sure he could. It's only a 4-foot fence. That's all they'll let me put up inside the city. So I'm sure he could jump the fence if he wanted to, but he's perfectly happy to stay inside, and he's got his food and his water and shelter. He can get into the garage and have a place to lay down, and in that way he's watching the house, too, while I'm gone. I haven't had any more trouble with anybody breaking in. He keeps all the junkies out. I don't have to worry about anybody breaking in to get my stereo or anything, so it's real good that way. He watches the house real good. And even when he's not here, just the fact that the neighborhood junkies know I've got a dog, they don't bother to break in because they're never sure whether or not he's here or not. So it works out real good. And let's see. So I think okay, I haven't got anything else to say right now. So I think what I'll do is go ahead and shut this off again, take my shower, and go do them little things I have to do. Go to the post office and buy some stamps. And I'll have to get out I lost my address book. I don't know what happened to it. It's just plain gone. I haven't had it for a couple of months now. And I'll have to get out my address book and play that tape back and copy down those addresses so I'll know where to send this thing. And the one to Carol, too. And I'll probably make one to Grant and Janet, but I've got their address already around here somewhere. Anyway, so I'll shut this off now and catch you a little later. I just went back and played the tape back, listened to it, and copied down the addresses and all. And when I came to the part where I was playing with Happy, he'd gone into the other room to lay down in the kitchen where it's cooler. And he heard the tape calling him, and he came running in here because he thought I was calling him, and it was just the tape recorder going, and of course it coming out of the speakers. He come running in here, and he looked at me, and then he heard the tape call him again, and he turned around, And then he heard this barking. He started growling and barking at the speakers. It was really funny. It was just hilarious. He just couldn't figure it out. He just had this puzzled look on his face of, he knew damn well that was my voice, and he knew that was the kind of thing that I say to him, because I call him. That's just how I usually call him like that. And it was so funny. He couldn't believe it. He just stood here just going nuts trying to figure out why I was laying on the bed not talking, and yet my voice was coming out of the speakers over there. It was really comical. It's too bad you couldn't have been here to see it. It was so funny. He gets this perplexed look on his face. He cocks his head sideways, and he just kind of stares, and you can just read in his eyes what he's thinking. Like, what in the world is going on? It's really funny. I'm going to try to send you a picture of Happy. If you find a picture in with the tape, I'm sure you'll know what it is. Most of the pictures that I have of him are slides, but I do have, I think, a couple of actual snapshots, and so I'll try to send one of those along in with the tape, and you'll be able to see what he looks like. He's a beautiful dog, but it was so comical. I just had to turn the tape back on and let you in on it. Okay, I'm gonna go take my shower. Catch you later.
In the supermarket, did you ever start to put one of your things in someone else's basket? And you feel foreign for a moment. Ooh, oh, I almost put that in his basket. Oh, my basket. My basket. My basket. The cupcakes and the macaroni, that's mine. Did you ever walk away with someone else's cart by mistake? Huh? Hey, come here, hey! That's my stuff! Not yet, it isn't. Still belongs to all of us. And if I want to shop out of your cart, I'll shop out of your cart. Jimmy Scallions. Did you ever look in someone else's cart and say, "Ooh, goddamn, look what they eat! Ugh!" Fucking canary mix. Here's a fun thing you can do with carts. Get your cart really full. Have a mound of groceries. Fill up the bottom part, too. You know what to put in there. Large box of Tide, some Purina, charcoal briquettes. And go up to the checkout line and look for a guy with one item. And ask him if you can get ahead of him. Pardon me. You ever tried to go through the express lane with more than the prescribed number of items? Got to give them a quick count. 1, 2, 7 packs of Franks. It's one item. Go ahead. It's quicker than arguing. Go on. I found the best way to shop at the supermarket is not to have eaten for a while. Couple of days. Work up a good old appetite. And then smoke 8 joints and take $500 and go to the supermarket. You buy everything. Canned cans. Just what I need. And the good things, the things you really like, you buy 2 of them. Because you know you're going to eat one of them as soon as you get home. And you keep going. And after a few aisles, you've been overdoing it. You've got a motorcade of carts. Got road guards, reflector raincoats, everything, man. Let it. Did you ever notice when you spent too much money in the supermarket, you have to return some of the expensive items? And in the supermarket, you put things back anywhere. That don't matter. Put the ham in with the coconuts. The Brillo in with the bacon bits. They don't care. They got guys that straighten that stuff out, Marge. Guys with purple fingers come around at midnight. And in the morning, everything is back. The mystery of the supermarket. I get up to the checkout line. I'm kind of a sucker. I'm an impulse buyer. Anything's hanging up, I want it. Can I have a dozen razors, please? A case of C batteries. Subscription to Woman's Day. How about the cash registers? After sale? Oh, that's a nice model. I even buy stuff that people dropped out at the checkout line, you know. Tartar sauce. Must be a sale, Marge. I got the last one. Did you ever go to the supermarket in a head neighborhood? Any old head neighborhood, any college, university, supermarket. But any supermarket in an area where folks, from time to time, get a little fun. Go into any head neighborhood supermarket and take a look at the cookie section. Looks like a war zone. Half the packages are open. And all the good cookies are gone. Where the hell are the Malomars? Oh, we can't get them in the store. They line up at the truck for the Malomars. There's always lots of shitty cookies. Local cookies. Jim's cookies. 62 varieties. Man, if you can't make cookies in 62 tries, leave me out of it. I don't want to be part of your experiment, Jim. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your laughter. I love you, man. See you.
Well, that was a cut from George Carlin album entitled On the Road. And since I couldn't think of a whole lot to say, I thought you might enjoy a little piece of George Carlin. He's, I don't know if you know much about George Carlin. He's a very funny guy. You see him a lot on if you watch the Johnny Carson show, he's on there quite a bit. He's got several albums out, and I've got, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them, I guess. Maybe in the future, if you like that, I'll pick out a couple other. Some of it is some of it's really not fit for for mixed company, but a lot of it is, and it's all real good. Anyway, at least I think so. I hope you do. It's now 5:41 by my little clock, and the same day as it was this morning when I was talking to you. Nothing particularly interesting happened to me today for me to tell you about. I went out and bought some dog food, fed Happy, and he's very pleased about that. Went to the doctor's office to get my papers filled out, and the doctor decided he didn't want to fill them out until he saw me again. Excuse me, there's something on the mic here. Just blew it off. Hope that isn't too gross. So I gotta go see the doctor before I get my papers filled out. But it looks like everything's gonna work out that way. Gee, wow. I don't know what else to tell you. I hate to just let all that tape go to waste, but I just can't think of a darn thing that I can tell you that would be worth hearing about. Wow. Anyway, what do you think of the Blazers? Isn't that something? Wow. We've won every one of our home games. We've lost 7 on the road, I think, altogether. And won 15 on the road, I think. And that we're by far the way ahead in the for the national leader in the NBA. I don't know what team you guys root for back there, or basketball team, or if you even do root for a basketball team. South Carolina, I don't think South Carolina has a basketball team anywhere. I haven't heard of it. I suppose, I think the Atlanta has a team. That's probably the closest one to you. But the kid who was from Carroll's town there, Lancaster, Millersville, Wally Walker, he got traded to Seattle a few, I guess it's been a couple months ago now. He played the first few games for Portland this year, and then it came down to where we had to cut somebody, and so they had to get rid of somebody, and so they I don't know, they traded him or sold him. Somehow they sent him to Seattle anyway, and because we wanted to keep this T.R. Dunn, who we drafted this year, and from what I've seen of the games, it looks to me like T.R. Dunn has been more valuable than Wally Walker. Wally didn't really do all that much for the team, mainly I think because his style of play really didn't fit in with the style that the Blazers play. The Blazers play a very fast passing game, big on passing, and Wally is really good at controlling the ball, dribbling the ball in for layups and keeping the ball away from a defender and things like that. And he's a good shooter, but that's just not the way the Portland team plays. The Portland team plays a breaking, passing, moving game. One man never has the ball for any more than a few seconds at a time. If he can't make a play, then he passes off to someone else who can make the play. You don't break yourself out of trouble and try to make a shot. You pass off. And so Wally just didn't fit in too well with our kind of team. At least that's the way the coach explains it. And although he's a good player, he just didn't fit into the team the way the team played. So we traded him to Seattle, who desperately needs. I'm sure Wally will be a big star in Seattle because they desperately need somebody with some talent. They're I think second to the last place up there, and so they really needed him. So they got him. So I think it's probably better for Wally's career, and better for everybody all the way around. I'm not sure exactly what we did. I think maybe we traded for a draft choice next year, for a first-round draft choice, which, of course, finishing so high in the rank when you're first in the NBA, as we were last year, you're last when it comes to your draft. So if we can get an early first-round draft choice, why that'll really be nice for next year. The problem is with drafting for next year, who are we going to get rid of? Everybody we've got is great. Really, you could take our secondary team and make up an NBA team that would be a good competitive team. Our bench, the Portland bench, could easily play in the NBA as a team itself. We're allowed, I think, 11 players, and we've got two very good teams. We could easily put out two teams with the men that we've got, and so there's just nobody to get rid of. So I don't know what they're going to do next year with their draft. The guy's going to have to be awful good to even bother with him, and because, well, as you can see, we've got 3 people in the All-Star game, 3 people from one team, plus our coach, of course, is going to be the All-Star. He's going to be the All-Star coach, and when you got that kind of people, there's just not very far that you can go up. I really expect that Portland to finish number 1 in the league standings. Whether or not they can pull off a second championship, I really, would be a matter of what happens then. If that's just one series, it'd be a lot of pressure to be under. I don't know how many teams in the past, or if any team has ever won the national championship twice in a row. I don't know how TV. But I would say that we're going to have a shot at it anyway. I think it is definite. In fact, we've won 30-some games now, 36 or 37 games, and the season's only half over. And I understand that if you win 40 games, that assures you a spot in the playoffs. That just numerically, there's no way you can be kept out of the playoffs if you've won 40 games. So it looks like we've only got a couple, two, 3 more games to win, and then there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We'll be in the playoffs regardless of what else happens. So I think you can look for Portland to be in the NBA playoffs again. It's just really something for the town. Portland's never really had anything to be all that proud of nationally. We have a lot of things to be proud of, but it's not the kind of things that you talk about, because it's the kind of, the things we're proud of, we don't really want other people to come here and take part of. So we really haven't had any national distinctions to talk about. And now with the Blazers, it's really something. People are really crazy. There's taverns that just devote themselves to the Blazers. You go in there and the whole place is covered with Blazer memorabilia, and they've got these 7-foot TV screens, and every time there's a Blazer game, it's they play it and whatever. It's really strange when even the theaters here in town say that when the Blazers are on television, especially if they're in town playing here and they're being nationally televised, and so they're on TV here, they say that the downtown theaters don't get any play at all. Everybody stays home and watches the game or is at the game, and every ticket, since before Christmas, every ticket has been sold out for every game.